Good morning, YouTube. This is Jason with the Tactical Data Desk. It is 9:07 Eastern on Monday, March 23rd. Happy Monday. Coming to you with today's free GEX exposure. Veteran owned, veteran operated business. If you like free gamma exposure, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. This is your video as of 9:07. I plan to live stream some activity today. Think I've got that figured out. Let's jump into it. I've got the NQ 5-minute chart up with my 0 DTE dashboard. Remember, since this is pre-market, NDX hasn't started trading live yet, so the spot price has not updated. But your NDX 0 DTE call wall is at 24,230, put wall 23,680. You can see those shifts from Friday. But we did have some major news at about 7 a.m. today. Trump did say he's going to withhold strikes on Iran because they had some positive talks. And you can see that's right when this giant, and I mean giant, green candle happened. Now, if you like to trade fair value gaps, this is a fair value gap, and you can bet there is some big volume behind it. And you can look just below that, not too far below it, about 100 points, 100 some points, is some extreme GEX walls below that. That's your 0 DTE put wall below. Can't tell you we'll hit that, but that's going to be your biggest support today on NQ and NDX, but we will watch that when market opens. Let's check ES futures. Same thing here. Call wall 66, put 164. I'm guessing that's going to change when market opens, so keep an eye on that. I have the current day's volume profile up against that. You can see biggest volume node is just above the biggest positive gamma bar. And it looks like the couple biggest volume nodes are sitting just above the biggest negative gamma walls, which is good for trading. Let's check out the Tactical Data Desk dashboard. Here we go. Here's your gamma exposure for SPX. Spot price has not updated since we are pre-market, but you can see the three biggest put walls at 6,500, 6,425, and 6,400. These will change throughout the day. Now, Friday, if you were watching the gamma walls, you saw that put wall and you saw us blow right past that put wall and keep on going short by about 50, 75 points below that. If you were watching the gamma exposure, you would have not traded to go higher or go up at that major put wall because the gamma exposure below that put wall was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which means institutions were buying more and more puts below that major put wall, and market makers had to continue to sell them puts. And when market makers sell them puts, they have to sell ES futures to hedge their delta portfolios. So that's why it is important to watch this live real-time gamma flow. Pretty exciting. So there's your call walls. Your OPEX call walls at 6,700. Your OPEX put walls at 6,400. Let's check NDX 24,230. A lot of negative gamma sitting right here. A lot of support at 23,680, 23,690. A lot of positive gamma. That'd be resistance at 24,230. Looking good. RUT, if you'd like to trade that, 2520, 2415 put wall. OPEX walls all the way back up to 2600. Put wall is above the zero. The OPEX put wall is above the 0 DTE put wall at 2415. Pretty exciting news there. SPY, I probably am going to stop showing SPY pre-market because what I've noticed is right at 930, 931, these put walls and call walls change, and they are absolutely more accurate right at market open. And those are great spots to trade SPY, QQQ, Tesla, NVDA, anything that has a 0 DTE option. You know, Tesla and NVIDIA and a couple others have Monday, Wednesday, Friday options now. Here's what your current gamma exposure looks like on SPY. Let's check the Qs. Looking pretty good. Biggest put wall right now at 575. 590 is the call wall. Your OPEX put wall is matched at 575. IWM, 250 is the call wall. 235 is the put wall. The OPEX put wall is 5 points above that. Remember, OPEX is going to be a month out now that we've rolled over the months. And NVIDIA 180 is your 0 DTE call wall, 172. And it looks like NVIDIA is trading 177 pre-market on the bid. Exciting news today, Tesla. Waiting for the options to populate. While we wait for that, let's go to my unified dashboard. looks like we've got on SPX negative net Vanna of 441 million, negative call premium 1.7 million, 1.7 million, put premium is 563 million. Again, all pre-market. Here's your Vanna exposure pre-market. Here is your VEX exposure pre-market. This will change. I will update it. Pretty exciting. Having gamma exposure is one thing, but you have got to know what is happening with VEX and Vanna because those act as magnets, and it makes a difference if we are positive VEX or negative VEX, and it makes a difference if we are positive Vanna or negative Vanna. Having all this at your fingertips is the best possible way to trade. Let's head over to Thinkorswim. I run this file on command, copy and paste it into the study, and it brings up all these call walls and put walls for these tickers. I will be doing a newsletter, and if you sign up for the newsletter, I will be sending out this study that you can copy and paste with that newsletter. But this plots real time your max negative gamma, max positive gamma, and then some OPEX miners and some 0 DTE miners for your gamma exposure along with the weighted values, because not all gamma walls are created equal. Some are heavier. Heavier is by the value of them. And this is a great way to trade if you like to see that. You can also swing trade from this using the OPEX walls. I wouldn't necessarily swing trade using the 0 DTE. Those are more for in and out, couple minute holds. Let's check Apple. Here we go on Apple. Apple's got some strange option activity where both the biggest call wall and put wall is up at 260, which I think is interesting. All right, looking good on Tesla. Let's check SPX. Okay. OPEX Vanna magnets up at 7,000 pre-market so far. I'll update this after market opens and see where we are. Pretty interesting. And looks like my whale alert just triggered. 741. I'm just seeing this now. In the money call selling. 2475 call selling on SPX. 1.38 million in premium. That's a bearish signal, but we'll see what happens. That's 41 minutes after the Trump news. We'll see what happens on that. All right, guys, that's your update for today. I am working on a couple other things. I've got another dashboard I'm working on. Almost done with it. Got to work out the kinks on how it looks, but this shows the GEX exposure and then the net premium for calls and puts over time. I'll clean that up. We'll get that going. So I'm going to hit this video, and then I'm going to try to hit the live stream button on this today so you can watch those gamma walls come and go. That'll make a big difference in trading. I got another thing I'm working on. I'll preview that later. This is exciting. Having this HUD on your ES futures, which is a bridge from the Python scripts that pulls all the data from the APIs, writes a file, then has NinjaTrader read this file and plots it on the chart. This is the best way to trade futures. In addition to any other indicators you want, this is the best way to know what's happening from a futures perspective, is having the gamma exposure on the indice that drives it. All right, if you like this, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Hopefully we can all benefit. Again, this is Jason, veteran owned, veteran operated, 25 plus years, proud to serve, happy to serve, still serving. If you guys served, let me know. If you haven't served, that's cool too. We're all part of this together. Let's make a couple extra $100 here and there and ride off into the sunset. Happy Monday and see you soon.